What's going on? It's your boy Sheev the Wise. Welcome back to Vader's Lair, guys. It's time to dive in to something I've been waiting for. The leaked trailer of The Mandalorian Season 3 Celebration trailer. That's what we're talking about here. Let's dive in, and we're going to take it kind of frame by frame here, but let's get into it. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Much love, everybody in the chat. Happy Tuesday. Let's get it going, though. Welcome back to Vader's Lair. Make sure to smash that like button as you're coming in and subscribe to the channel if you are new. A big welcome to you if you are. And The Mandalorian Season 3 is something we've all been waiting for. It's been, what has it been, almost 2 years now? I mean, it will be 2 years, I think, by the time that the Season 3 comes out by the end of this year, or even the beginning of next year, really. But it's an exciting time, man. Mandalorian is something that pretty much the majority of the fandom has gotten together and really enjoyed. I mean, a lot of the other stuff that's come out under Disney has been somewhat either divisive in a way, or had just like kind of half the fandom enjoy it and a good portion of fans not enjoy it as much. So it's super exciting to have The Mandalorian Season 3 around the corner. I'm going to try and pull up the trailer for you guys that leaked a little bit. I actually found it on Twitter if you guys were looking for it. And let me see what I can do here. Good to see you guys in the chat, though. Mike Stanchill Porter, it's good to see you, my guy. Tim, of course, much love to you, my brother. I hope you're doing well today. Ducky Momo, Dawn in the chat as well. Talented Mr. Griffin, it's good to see all you guys. I hope you're having a great Tuesday so far. Let's see. On Twitter, here we go. Alright, I'm gonna try and blow this up a little bit so you guys can see it better. Boom. No. Alright, let's do it. Let's watch The Mandalorian Season 3 trailer. Any potential spoilers that we could see going forward, I just want to give you guys a fair warning. We're probably going to get a little bit into spoiler territory with Mandalorian Season 3. I mean, not too many spoilers have really come out, but this is kind of as spoilery as it gets at this point. So if you guys don't want to know anything about The Mandalorian Season 3, now is probably the time to leave. Alright. I don't know if I can play the audio of this video, but let's do it. So here is the video from The Mandalorian leaked trailer at Star Wars Celebration, and this is on Twitter. Let's play it, and I think it's on 0.75 speed at the moment, so we'll see here. Some pretty cool stuff here. Grogu doing his little wave thing. The one thing I will say from watching this trailer already once or twice, I mean, let's be honest, I've watched this trailer like 10,000 times already. But the one thing I will say right off the bat is it's cool to see how many Mandalorians are in this. I'm really excited to see how Mandalorian-centric they kind of take it. Obviously, Din Djarin in Season 2 is kind of more opened up to the wider Mandalorian world other than the little covert that he's used to. So pretty exciting stuff that we're getting into here in Season 3 already. Much love, everybody in the chat. Callisto, good to see you. J-Slide, too. Lurking, nobody pay attention to me anyway. Much love, J-Slide 805. Hope you're doing well, my guy. Let's continue on, though. I know the audio is probably not even coming through, and it's blasting in my ears, so... Something else that had come out recently, and here we are definitely getting into potential spoilery territory. There's going to be multiple Ancellans, which we see here, which is the Babu Freak species, which we already see two kind of right there. It looks like maybe even three. I'm super excited to get these guys. They're probably one of my favorite additions to the sequel trilogy. I really enjoyed Babu Frick and his characters, so personally, I'm excited to get Anzellans in the Mandalorian Season 3, and I might have a theory on what they could be doing in here as well. Let's continue on, though. Almost look like fireworks. And then Bo-Katan, someone had pointed out on Twitter that Bo-Katan kind of has her Clone Wars style hair. It's a little bit longer there. She does look like, I'm telling you, man, Katie Sackhoff right here looks just like Bo-Katan, and I love it. I love it. Wonder what planet that's on that Din is like the green behind him. Interesting. And then we get Star Destroyers here. And to me, this reminds me a lot of Braca, actually. And Braca is actually the planet from Jedi Fallen Order and from the Bad Batch, in which after the Clone Wars, basically it was like a junkyard for Republic spaceship, or Republic commando ships, or whatever they're called. I can't think of what they're called right now, but basically the ships that look just like that in the Clone Wars. So maybe I was wondering what if this could be kind of Braca still, and it's still kind of a hub for Imperial ships at this point. It could also be Exegol, as that's kind of where the Sith fleet had been kind of built, but I think it's a little bit early. Who knows? We could be starting to get into the sequel kind of time period here with the Season 3 of Mandalorian, and I do think at some point it probably will kind of start to go into that sequel kind of territory with it. Grogu sticking his head out. We got Bo-Katan. The other thing I noticed from this trailer, I love how much the N1 Naboo Starfighter is in it, because it seems like it's in it a lot, and I love it, man. I love that they kind of brought it in Mando Season 2.5 with the Book of Boba, but it's really cool how prominent it looks like it's going to be. I love seeing Din and Grogu fly around in it. Is that Thrawn? That almost looks like Thrawn. Anybody else? I mean, it's very hard to see that. That's like super blurry. But that kind of looks like a blue dude in a white shirt. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm reaching. I can't tell. It's hard without the HD version being there, you know. Again, loving how much the N1 and the Mandalorian seem to be in this. Darth Maximus, hello there. Good to see you in the chat, as well as Star Cabal. Good to see you in the chat as well. We need Snoop Hondo. Oh yeah, Snoop Hondo in Season 3 is definitely a must. So, shout out to Dawn in the chat and also in our Discord, because she had pointed out this scene kind of like, I think Din Djarin might be moving his hands there, but it almost looks like Din Djarin's knocked out and Grogu is kind of like controlling at this point. Maybe it looks like they're maybe even in hyperspace, but it does kind of look like Din Djarin's knocked out. And then in this next scene here, Din Djarin is flying, and it looks like that cockpit that used to be for Grogu has been replaced with R5, which is super cool. R5 is the astromech droid that Uncle Owen was actually going to buy in A New Hope until his motivator blew up. He blew his motivator, and that's why they ended up getting R2-D2. So it's cool to see R5 is now in the N1 in this part of the trailer, which is really cool, and that's why Grogu is in the cockpit in a lot of these shots that we see here. Which I love how they kind of transition from him being in the little ball there into him being in the cockpit. The boost! And then you get this last shot. I can't tell what exactly that is. It looks like one of the cities maybe burnt down, and kind of looks like Bo-Katan's ship a little bit too. What's up, Ronnie and Keaton Haas? Hope you guys are doing well. The Mandalorian Season 3. Let's go! I am super hyped. I don't know about you guys. It is about to be a great time when The Mandalorian Season 3 comes out. Probably the beginning of next year. And I guess we'll get into a little bit of spoilery territory, but let me know what you guys thought of this trailer. What do you guys think is going to happen in The Mandalorian Season 3 based on kind of what you see here and just kind of what you're hoping to see? What do you guys want to see out of The Mandalorian Season 3? Let's get back into the lair and discuss it a little bit more. If I can get this to work. No, hold on 1 second. Do it. Alright, let's get back in the lair here. Let's talk about it. What did you guys think of that trailer? Because Celebration is looking... That trailer looked like it's pretty lit. I missed it when I was at Celebration, but dang do I wish I saw it, because whoo, it's pretty freaking good. What's up, Tim Smalls, Just Fernie, Babu Frick spinoff show? Do it. I'd watch it. I don't know about you guys. I'm down. Give me all the Ancellans in the world. I'll do it. Where did they show this, says Tim. Yes, they did show a little bit of this at Celebration. But so this actually leaked recently. I'll get the beat going back here. This leaked like just the other day actually, and a lot of people have been checking it out since. I think there was a shorter clip that was released, or like that people had kind of released out before, but this is the longest clip of the Celebration trailer that we had seen. The other thing is that they showed a little bit of a like kind of a teaser trailer, I think, at the first panel, which was the not the Mando Plus panel, because that was Saturday, and that's where they showed this trailer. It was the first one. So the kind of panel that they had to kick it off, showing Obi-Wan stuff and Andor, this was shown there, or they had a trailer shown there, I believe, that was kind of released already, or like leaked out already, and now this one had leaked out. And this one has a lot, man. It's basically the full trailer, I think, from Celebration, and it looks freaking awesome. I cannot wait. I can't wait. I'm actually shocked how much of it they were able to show at Celebration too. It seems like a lot of this was done, and I didn't expect that. I didn't expect them to be able to have a full Mandalorian Season 3 trailer by the time of Celebration, but they did. They did. And it looks freaking epic. I agree, Callisto. What Callisto says, I'm looking forward to the details of the ritual Din needs to go through after removing his helmet. And yes, as Keaton says, I do agree, Callisto. It's going to be pretty interesting. Like I said, I'm super stoked to see how much Mandalorians are kind of being put in this. And I'm sure that last shot is probably of Mandalore at some point. So I'm down to see him going back to Mandalore, going through that ritual. I'm super excited as well, Callisto. I definitely see where you're coming from. Tim says, think I've seen some of the footage, but this was much more. Yeah, exactly. Will Fennec tell Boba about Omega, says talented Mr. Griffin. That's the question. Will he ever? Johnny Wingate says, guys, I can't wait for Andor. I can't wait either. And Tim is the man, my guy. You said it, Johnny Wingate. And Andor is definitely going to be sick. I can't wait for Andor. Just under 2 months away, man. Just under 2 months. Pretty exciting stuff, though. My favorite part of that trailer is probably the scene of the helmet. Someone had theorized that the helmet could belong to Grogu or be like Grogu's helmet. To me, it looks a lot like Paz Vizsla, the heavy armor dude. It looks like an early version of his helmet. Maybe we'll get some flashbacks to him. I think it could be really cool to get some more of the backstory of Mandalore and a little bit more of the story of some of the other Mandalorians as well. I think they're really gonna go Mandalorian heavy this season, which is awesome. Awesome. I'm also wondering if we could see the New Republic Rangers, the Republic Ranger dudes. So like maybe even Trapper Wolf, Dave Filoni's character. But I would love to see those kind of dudes at some point make an appearance once again. I always love when they show up in the Mandalorian. It's a lot of fun. I'm wondering what else, what other shenanigans he could get into. You know, I've had a theory for quite some time that I'm not sure Din exactly understood that Grogu's training was kind of finished with Luke Skywalker. So I'm wondering if the Mandalorian Season 3 even starts with Luke Skywalker having another appearance of Mandalorian and having Din Djarin kind of pop up and be like, is his training done? Are we done? Like, it's not like Grogu can exactly translate that to Luke, and maybe R2 told Peli, but I don't really think so. And I don't know if we ever really got a scene between Peli and Mando kind of explaining that Grogu showed up and he's done training with Luke, you know. So I don't know. I would love to see Luke Skywalker once again during this time period in The Mandalorian Season 3. It's not like a must-have for me, but I think it would be really cool if they ended up doing that. If that was Thrawn in that one scene, that makes a lot of sense and could segue us directly into Ahsoka. And at that point, I could definitely see Ahsoka and maybe even Sabine showing up, as obviously, like I said, I think it's going to be very Mandalorian heavy. So, Sabine being a Mandalorian could definitely show up at some point during this show. I would absolutely love if that were to happen. If Ahsoka and Sabine showed up, man, that would be awesome. Paz or maybe Din's first, says Dawn. Definitely could have been. I love that thought of the helmet. That's an awesome thought. Just Fernie says, I think that we'll see Din's first helmet and we'll see it in a flashback after Din finishes his family training. That would be awesome to see, Just Fernie. I would be all about that. Yes, Darth. Okay, so getting into some of the potential spoilery stuff. So Darth Chaos says might be part of Grogu's mech suit. So maybe the helmet and all that kind of stuff is going into Grogu's mech suit, and with the Ancellans, the Babu Frick characters, I think that's what they're doing in the Mandalorian Season 3 show, is they're going to be putting together Grogu's mech suit. So for those who are kind of confused and aren't caught up, there has been a wild rumor, a bit of potential spoilers, if you will, that have come from quite credible sources, that in Season 3 of The Mandalorian, Grogu is going to get a mech suit. Now, a mech suit is kind of like a suit of armor that he's going to be used. Like, I mean, it's self-explanatory. It's a robot suit. And it's going to be epic, man. And apparently, it's going to be using the IG-11 basically body that was blown up in the lava and an explosion and whatnot from back in Season 1. So IG-11 is kind of going to be reforged and turned into Grogu's mech suit, according to these potential spoilers. And it would make perfect sense that the Ancellans or the Babu Frick characters are the ones that kind of put it together, and I think that could be freaking so cool to see. I don't know, it's a little geeky and a little nerdy, but I mean, I'm a big nerd, so I would love to see that kind of a thing. And Grogu to get that mech and maybe his own lightsaber at some point would be really cool. But yeah, totally could be made from Ancellans and maybe even some of the armor. Kind of a people. I mean, the armor looks like she's heavy in this as well, so I can't wait to see who she really is. Like, maybe we'll find out her backstory a little bit too. It's awesome though. It's awesome. Callisto says, do you think we'll see a three-way conflict between Bo, Din, and the Vizsla family members all over the Darksaber? That's a great question. I definitely think that's possible. I think the way it looks like it's kind of being set up, it's possible Bo-Katan could be kind of like a bad guy again in this season. I mean, she was part of Death Watch back in the day. We know that she was once kind of the ruler of Mandalore for a short time and kind of lost it at one point. Her sister obviously was the Duchess Satine at one point, or back in the day as well. So I think she's set up to be kind of like a villain, so I think at least it's going to be probably Din versus her kind of a thing. It's kind of going to be the conflict, but they might all unite at the end of the day, because even though they come from different sects and factions, they're all one tribe. They're all the Mandalorians, you know, so maybe they'll do whatever's best for their tribe and people. Maybe that'll be what happens with Bo-Katan. Love the question though, Callisto. Good to see you in the chat. Tim says Sabine has to be involved at some point. She does. And I think it makes sense for her and Ahsoka to show up in The Mandalorian Season 3, but that's kind of just where I'm at with it at this point. Ducky says Mando Season 3 would be a good time to introduce Sabine to the normies. They introduce Ahsoka that way as well. You guys are, hitting it on the nail. It would be the perfect way to introduce her, and I agree. With Natasha Liu Bordizzo being at Celebration and everything, her kind of being embraced by the fandom, the sooner they get her in, the better, and I can't wait. I can't wait for it, man. It's going to be exciting. Darth Chaos says, Grogu getting upgrades, not mods. Of course. No mods here. Only upgrades. Tim says that would fit the Game of Thrones inspiration they mentioned a long time ago. It definitely would if the Vizslas are trying to get their claim in too. That'd be cool, man. I know, Tim, you're watching through a little bit of Game of Thrones, my brother, so that's a great comparison you're making there. And I had almost forgot that The Mandalorian was once compared to Game of Thrones, so It definitely seems like they're going Game of Thrones with it, having all the Mandalorians and kind of the three-way kind of, reach for the throne, as you said there, Callisto. Chaos says, yes, I like that. Very tech-savvy. Makes sense. They are quite. So is Babu Frick on the same planet as Rise of Skywalker? I don't know necessarily. It kind of looks like the same room potentially, so maybe Darth Maximus. I'm not 100% character. 06 Merc says Reva main character in season 3 of Mando. I doubt it. I don't know why she would be. I kind of doubt she's alive at that time, but maybe. I think if they're gonna continue her story, it shouldn't be in the Mandalorian universe, I think. But maybe. We'll see. Star Wars MCU OG says the big Mandalorian is a Vizsla descendant. He is indeed. That is Paz Vizsla himself, and it would make sense for him to be the guy to kind of go for the throne with Bo-Katan and Din Djarin as well. I'm sure a lot of Mandalorians will think that they might have a claim to the throne, as even within the fandom, we're all like, oh, well, even Boba has a claim to the throne and everything, you know what I mean? So it'd be cool to see that kind of mirrored in the show as it is in the fandom, you know what I mean? Let's just stick to season 1 and 2 formula. It works. I've waited for season 2 to end to get them on DVD and watch them. Worth the wait. Fair enough, 06 Merc. It's definitely a fun watch. Smalls says, imagine some crazy tragic loss that makes Luke give up. Grogu turns to the dark side, or a huge tragedy on Mandalore that starts the break. I definitely could see something like that. Although I will say, it looks like that break is probably happening closer to Shadows of the Sith, which is a little bit further down in the timeline. But if something were to happen that leads into kind of that, maybe even Snoke or Palpatine like, it would make a lot of sense. It would definitely. I like where your head's at, Smalls. I like it a lot. Tim says, we don't really know where Sabine's family is or what they're doing at this point, do we? Not necessarily. So the last time that we see Sabine is the post-credit scene of Star Wars Rebels, in which she obviously gets picked up and she's doing the whole narration of the basically what's happened after Palpatine and after Order 66, and during that time or Order 66. The Empire has fallen basically, and during all of that, she gives us a recap. We don't really know what's going on with them though. The last time that we saw her family, I believe, was beginning of season 4 of Star Wars Rebels. So no, we don't really know what's going on with Sabine's family. She's kind of been watching over Lothal most of this time, so maybe she's just leaving Lothal with Ahsoka and they're going on their quest. But that's really all that we know, or we could theorize. Darth Chaos says he lost already though against Din. Who you talking about? Moff Gideon? Who you talking about? Callisto says that's a great point, Sheev. They're all Mandalorians, so maybe something will happen to unite them. I think that could be the case, and maybe even Din Djarin kind of going through the process of trying to atone for his sin of taking off the helmet and everything. Maybe going through that, they're gonna find something that unites them through that process or something. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Ducky Momo says, has Boba Jango been retconned into being canon Mandalorians? Yes, so at least Jango Fett is, in my eyes. Jango Fett was definitely a Mandalorian, and Boba Fett is the son of a Mandalorian, I guess you could say. Son of a Mandalorian. Lucas always insisted Jango was a fraudulent Mandalorian. I definitely think he had said that at one point, but it's definitely not what the canon is at the moment. I'll tell you that much. So yes, they are. Comics don't count, says Ducky Momo. You said it, my guy. It depends on the comic. Johnny Wingate says, have you read any Invincible comics? I have watched the show. I have unfortunately not read any of the comics. I've seen Comics Explained cover some of them, I believe, but I haven't read any of them personally. The show is absolutely brutal, so I can only imagine how brutal they get in the comics at times. I would be down to read them, man. I would be down to read them. Darth Chaos says John Fav as Vizsla defendant. Descendant. No, I know. They confirmed it in season 2 of Mando. Yes, they did. He is a Mandalorian. Indeed. That is Jon Favreau, and he is Paz Vizsla, the son of Pre Vizsla, or descendant of Pre Vizsla, which is also Jon Favreau. Someone is gonna ride a mythosaur. That was a report at one point. At one point, there was a rumor that there would be a mythosaur beneath the waters of the mines of Mandalore, or however that goes. You're good. You're good. Don't worry about it, Chaos. Much love. Rex? Ooh, Rex would be cool to see in this show. I kind of doubt it. He's not really a Mandalorian, but it'd be cool. It'd be cool. Okay, well, let's get into the next kind of topic of discussion and kind of backtracking here to potential spoilers once again, but we're going to get into Taika Waititi. So, again, with the IG-11 mech droid. So, with that coming back, I presume Taika is likely coming back to voice IG-11 once again, and that also makes me think Taika's coming back to direct probably some of the Mandalorian Season 3 episodes, or he already did, you know what I mean, because those episodes are all shot, it's done. They're doing some additional shooting, which we could also talk about today as well, but for the most part, I think Taika's probably done with whatever part he had in Season 3. Now, obviously, Taika is definitely in the news a lot right now, being the superstar he is, with Thor: Love and Thunder coming out, you know, doing all the stuff he does. Taika's being talked about a lot right now, especially in the Star Wars fandom, and a lot of fans are talking about whether or not that movie will come out, whether they want it after Thor: Love and Thunder, which personally I haven't seen it myself, and I know a lot of people in the chat probably haven't either, so try to keep Thor: Love and Thunder spoilers out of the chat if you guys can. But with him being in the news so much, fans talking about it, I just want to kind of clear up the air and talk about that 2023 potential movie that we've been talking about so much. So the 2023 Taika movie is likely not coming in 2023. Originally, 2023 was supposed to be the Rogue Squadron movie, and then they had kind of panicked and kind of filled it at one point. At least that's what it seemed like from all the reports and everything. They had seemed to fill it with the Taika movie at the end of 2023. Well, Taika had been talking with all the Thor: Love and Thunder press and talking about how he's still in the writing process, doing all this stuff with the movie, and it's very early stages. Well, I believe it is still very early stages. The movie was also announced 2 years ago. I don't think it's that early stages. I think Taika's done some stuff. And then the Hollywood Reporter came out with an article basically saying that it's further along than Taika is basically letting on, and it's probably going to be shooting sometime during 2023 or the beginning of 2023. So if the movie's filming the beginning of 2023, I definitely don't think it's coming out at the end of 2023. I mean, they can do that for the shows. They could do like a whole year and kind of release it in time and everything. But I think 2024, as Tim says, the summer of 2024 definitely seems likely. And honestly, I think it's definitely still on pace for him to be working in early 2023 on this movie. I don't think he really has anything coming up for Marvel or anything or any other kind of movies, and seeing how involved he is with The Mandalorian Season 3 and potentially going forward being the whole mech suit and everything, being the voice of IG-11, I think he's going to be a lot more oriented in Star Wars, or more brought into Star Wars going forward. And I think while he's being secretive and not saying much, that's probably just because A, he doesn't want to slip any details out of there, and B, it is in the early stages. But I'm excited to have Taika in there. I actually love him in Star Wars. I thought he did a great job with the Mandalorian stuff. So I'm excited to see the prospect of him doing his own Star Wars movie in 2024. I'm really excited by it, and I still think it's going to happen. Johnny Wingate says, what do you think about him having asked Natalie about being in this Star Wars movie? I think it was honestly, he jokes a lot in his interviews, and I don't know if he was joking about that. He could have genuinely been serious, and I wouldn't have blamed him either for genuinely being serious. I don't think he's as die-hard about it as we are. Heck, sometimes I forget Natalie Portman is in the prequels. I mean, if we're being real, George cut a lot of her scenes out. I mean, most of the Natalie Portman great Padme scenes are on the cutting floor of those movies, man. So I've talked about it in detail a couple of times already, but I think Taika was kind of joking, kind of serious, but at the same time, like, you know, it's just him talking to a co-star on set, just having a good laugh, I think, is really what it is. Ducky Momo, Taika likes the ladies. Hey, want to be in a Star Wars movie? Is probably just a pickup line he uses on everyone. You nailed it on the head, Ducky. That's probably true. Anthony, YouTube fan, says, at Vader's Lair, hey man, I have a strong feeling that the mythosaur returning may be an effect of Dr. Pershing's experiments in Mount Tantus. I love that idea, Anthony, YouTube fan. Something that, as a Clone Wars fan, I've been wondering for a long time is whatever happened to that Godzilla thing that was in the Clone Wars. Gosh, what is it called? I can't think of it right now. Not the mythosaur, but the other thing. They never really, like, there's a part at the end of that arc where Palpatine gets the blood of that beast, and you think he's gonna, like, try to recreate it and stuff, and we never really see it. Anthony, YouTube fan, to your point, I think we're going to see that kind of a thing in the Bad Batch for sure. So seeing that pop up in The Mandalorian would be freaking awesome. But I think we're going to see that beast, the Zillo Beast. Thank you, Anthony, YouTube fan. I think we're going to see the Zillo Beast in the Bad Batch Season 2. I really do. And I don't think we'll see that in The Mandalorian. But who knows? Maybe that is something that happened with the Mythosaur. That would be really cool. That would be really cool, man. I love that comment. Much love, brother. Darth Chaos says, I can see him lying about it because he said Thor 4 wouldn't be done until release day. You're right, man. Darth Chaos, and as a creator, most of those dudes never think it's done. Heck, as a YouTuber myself, a lot of times I'll post videos and be like, I can do better than that. I can finish this more. You know what I mean? Tim says, I mean, Taika already directed a great Mando episode, so I think he's going to do great. It's probably going to be wild and a little crazy because it's Taika, but I'm here for it. Me too, man. Taika is a goat. Y'all putting goats in the chat. Absolute goat. And Steve Storanke, what up, my guy? You're a goat. But I definitely agree with you, Tim. I do think, you know, Taika's Taika, and we love him for it. We love him for it. Yes, the Zillo Beast. Taika jerking chains. What up, Jason Strope? I hope you're doing well, my friend. Ducky Momo put into the chat a little bit ago, people have a wide range of talents. As long as Taika isn't making a Star Wars comedy, I'm fine with him making a Star Wars film. He's going to take it seriously. He really is. And that's the great thing about Taika. He jokes a lot. I mean, the dude is a jokester. But he knows when moments need to be serious. And I haven't seen Thor Love and Thunder, and I know there's going to be a ton of jokes in it. Heck, from the reviews I've seen from people, I'm sure it's going to be hilarious. But at the same time, I'm sure there's moments where he's taking it serious and he wants to tell a story and have a meaningful story at that. And I think Taika does a good job of that. I mean, Jojo Rabbit is probably my favorite Taika movie, if I'm being honest, and I love Thor Ragnarok. But the dude can tell a good story, man. I love Taika. Don Clouderman says, yes, Anthony, I've been wondering about the Zillo Beast being a similar creature to the Mythosaur. It is kind of, with its armor and everything that it has, the scales. That's interesting. Don says, Palps wanted it for its armoring. Indeed, he did. And I think Mount Tantus and like kind of cloning facilities are going to be a huge part of Star Wars going forward. Whether it is the Bad Batch, maybe the Mandalorian Season 3 is, you know, Grogu's blood was probably taken for that exact purpose kind of a thing. And then, you know, Andor, I'm really hoping we could see Mount Tantus stuff in the Andor show at some point. I mean, there's a ton of Star Wars coming, and I think that's going to be Fallen Order. You know, the Jedi Survivor game, I think that could have a lot to do with what's going on in Mount Tantus and whatnot. I'm excited for it, too. All the cloning stuff in Star Wars, to me, has been really interesting ever since I was a little kid. Steve Storenka says, have been super busy lately and have been missing the streams. Good to catch you all, though. I hear you, Steve. Don't worry about it, my brother. It's good to see you in the chat. I hope you're doing well. Much love, brother. I can check the news real quick too, because that is the bulk of what I wanted to talk about with you guys here today. But it's super exciting, man. I'm excited to get Taika's movie whenever it eventually does come. Whatever other projects, obviously Mandalorian season 3, super exciting. That trailer today, perfection, man. I mean, even if it was just off a little iPhone, dude, I'm so glad that someone eventually leaked that. Just saying. As much fun as Celebration is, getting some of that exclusive only stuff, as cool as that is being there and everything, I feel like if you're not there as a fan, you still want to see that stuff. I'm glad that as the rest of us as a fandom were able to eventually see it. It's super cool, and maybe they'll just release this trailer again eventually, like as a little joke, like, well, you guys have seen it already, well, this is the trailer. And that'd be kind of fun, kind of funny, but I'd be down for it, you know what I mean? I can't wait till we do get to see a HD version of this trailer and dive into every little thing. Me already going, could that be Thrawn? You know what I mean? It's awesome to be excited in the fandom. Always awesome. Always awesome. Alright, let's check the Reddits. Any other points that you guys want to put? Any questions that you have about Season 3? Anything that you guys want to see in The Mandalorian Season 3? I'm here for it. Put it in the chat. Much love. I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. Go check out our Twitter at Vader's Lair, our Instagram at Sheev the Wise. And of course, smash that like button if you're enjoying this live stream, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Mandalorian trailer watching. I think I had an article. I had an article on my phone that I can pull up. Alright, so this is the Diz Insider. I'm going to try and pull it up for you guys so we can watch it together. If I can. Here we go. So this comes from the Diz Insider, and it's The Mandalorian Season 3 undergoing additional filming. So it's kind of like the show is already wrapped up, but they went back to do a little bit more, whether it's to do a Plo Koon Luke kind of a thing, or whatever they could potentially be doing behind the scenes. They're always doing fun stuff over there, but let's check it out. So The Mandalorian Season 3 undergoing additional filming. Season 3 of the hit series The Mandalorian wrapped filming just a couple months back, but thanks to one of the series stars, it appears Disney Plus project is undergoing some additional filming. Katie Sackhoff, who is returning as Bo-Katan, took to Instagram to give an apology to fans at the Fan Expo in Denver, where she was supposed to make an appearance. In the video post, Sackhoff said to, via Bespin Bulletin, I ended up working much later than anticipated on a little show that we all know and love, and it made it quite difficult for me to get myself to the convention in time. Before signing off the video, she said, "This is the way." The Star Wars site added earlier this year that The Mandalorian Season 3 would receive additional filming. Whether the filming is picking up reshoots, pickups or reshoots was unknown. It is possible the additional filming could be to add more Pedro Pascal into the series as well. As we know, back in Season 1, they used very little Pedro Pascal, and a lot of some of the other people kind of just had Pedro do the kind of voiceovers and different things. So, the Star Wars site added that earlier this year, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, and the other thing is that Pedro was also busy shooting HBO Max's The Last of Us, which also wrapped filming last month. It should be noted that Pascal's work will mostly be composed of voice work, as did Djarin, and will continue to keep the helmet on for the majority of season 3, it says, which is interesting. I would have presumed he probably would have taken it off a little bit more this season, but he's also trying to atone for the sin of taking it off, so maybe he will keep it on a bit more. As it has been with the previous 2 seasons, he'll keep it on just a little bit more. The Mandalorian and Grogu are reunited to continue their journey, facing enemies and rallying allies as they make their way through a dangerous galaxy in the tumultuous era after the collapse of the Galactic Empire. The series will see returning actors Giancarlo Esposito, Carl Weathers, Amy Sedaris, Taika Waititi, and newcomers to the cast including Christopher Lloyd and Jim O'Heir. Season 3 of The Mandalorian is set to launch exclusively on Disney Plus in February of 2023 and is executive produced by Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, Rick Famuyiwa, Kathleen Kennedy, and Colin Wilson. A 4th season is already in the works. Let's go! Super exciting stuff, though. I hope you guys enjoyed that article too. Let's get back in the lair and discuss a little bit more of it before we get on out of here. So what do you guys think? What did you think of that Diz Insider article? What do you think they're shooting a little bit of extra stuff for? Could it be for Pedro Pascal? Could it just be reshoots? I don't know, because it could be a little bit of both. They probably are doing a lot of stuff with Pedro post work and everything, so it'll be interesting to see how all of that is kind of going on behind the scenes. And I can't wait until the Mandalorian behind the scenes kind of thing to see season 3 put together. And an awesome little tidbit there at the end of that Diz Insider article talking about how they're already working on the 4th season. Super exciting stuff. I don't think any of us as Star Wars fans can get enough of The Mandalorian, so bring on all the seasons. Give me all the seasons. Have a good night, Mike. I hope you have a good one. Much love to you, Mike Stan Shell Porter. Dawn says, you don't even have to say Mando. Just show me some shiny. I feel you, though, Dawn. I feel you. Same. I'm like Grogu. Just give it to me. Tim says Luke was fun and cool and all that. In season 3, we need Plo Koon. Well, okay, so Plo Koon. If you want to see Plo Koon on a real note, Tim, I think Plo Koon could show up in the Ahsoka series in either flashbacks or probably flashbacks. He could also pop up in the Tales of the Jedi animated series, which I would love for him to be in that. He probably will be. But as far as Ahsoka, like, the only thing we could see live action Plo Koon in is Ahsoka probably. But there is some credibility to that with them doing a whole design for him just to kind of throw off people with the Luke scent, you know what I mean? I did bring up Tales of the Jedi. Yeah, you got me there, Tim. Same wavelength. Jay Slide says maybe Quinlan Voss. I would love to see Quinlan Voss in Bad Batch season 2 or Andor. I think he fits in well during those stories. Obviously, we've already seen some Jedi characters are likely going to be in the Bad Batch season 2. So Quinlan Voss, having him in animation already, would make a lot of sense for them to have him show up in Bad Batch season 2. But I would love to see him either way, Jay Slide. I'd love to see him. Pretty excited about seeing young Dooku. Talented Mr. Griffin, dude, me flipping too. When they showed the Tales of the Jedi stuff, I was at Celebration. I didn't find out about it till a little bit after, but man was I excited. Young Count Dooku, young Qui-Gon Jinn, young Ahsoka. I mean, we're getting so much of the Star Wars stories I don't think we ever thought we would, and it's awesome to me. It's awesome to me. You are like Grogu. You're a lovable creature with a good soul. I appreciate that, Dawn. Dawn. Callisto, I'm sorry. I appreciate that. You're the best. Callisto, it's good to see you in the chat. I know it's always good to have you here when you're here, so I appreciate that. And I try to be a good soul, so I appreciate that. Tim says maybe Quinlan is with Gungi. That's what I was gonna say, Tim. Is seeing Gungi in the trailer and everything, it makes me think that maybe we could see some more Jedi characters, and that would be awesome. And thank you again, Callisto. Jedi Jen, good to see you in the chat. I hope you're doing well. Ducky Momo says Quinlan has been very busy nursing Plo Koon and Mace Windu back to health over the last 25 years. They're finally ready to return in The Mandalorian Season 3. Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Windu the Wise? They're finally ready. Suru, what's up? Looks are deceiving. Yeah, they can be. They definitely can be. Just got out of work. Hey, Jedi Jen, I hope it wasn't too rough of a day over at work. Or if you love your job, I hope it was a great day. Hope you have a good one, though, Jedi Jen. I hope the rest of the day goes well. Talented Mr. Griffin says, will the Path get a nod in the Bad Batch? I love that question, Talented Mr. Griffin, because I do think it's going to come back in one of three things, maybe all three. I think Bad Batch, as you said, definitely could appear in Bad Batch. That's a possibility. It also could appear in Andor, I think. And then the other one could be Jedi Survivor. I think all of them taking place in this kind of time frame, it would make a lot of sense to see that. I would love to, too. I mean, Roken is a perfect character to come back in Andor or in the Bad Batch, and probably in Andor. Roken would be a perfect character to put into Andor. Much love to you, Smalls. The Simpire loves you, my friend. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. I hope you're all having a fantastic Tuesday and a great rest of your week. We're probably going to get out of here in the next couple of minutes, so any last messages or super chats or anything that you want to put, go ahead and do it now. Thank you all for being here, though. It's been fun talking to you, watching that Mandalorian Season 3 trailer. It's pretty freaking cool, man. I can't wait until the real one drops, and obviously Andor is the next show, so really I can't wait to get more Andor stuff. Hopefully they'll start kicking up with the trailers here being almost a month away, you know what I mean? But I can't wait to get more and more content here as the year is going. And there's a lot of stuff coming in the back half of the year, so make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss an absolute second of it. My apologies for wrecking your ears on the way there. O'Shea really hyped up his character a little too much. He did a little bit, but I liked Roken, and the thing with actors is like hyping up their characters. Sometimes things are changed in post credits or like post shoot. And like in the After Effects and everything, so maybe he wasn't in it as much as he thought, or maybe he was just overhyping his character, or maybe he's gonna show up in another show. Who knows? Who knows? Super exciting stuff, though. I can't wait, though. I mean, Andor. So Andor. Let's talk about Andor for a second. I mean, I've been seeing some people talking about Andor not being a cameo show, and it might not be, to be honest. It definitely could be. It could be kind of a little bit less of a cameo show. I mean, there's still going to be cameos. Don't get me wrong. Star Wars is not Star Wars without cameos sometimes. I mean, it's as big as the galaxy is. It's a small galaxy now. So, I don't know what kind of stuff, but I think there could be more cameos than some people think. And Andor, to me, the fact that it's going to be the first 12 episode show, it's probably going to be 40 some minutes. It's characters that we don't know that much about, really. Like, to me, there's so much potential with Andor, so much exciting stuff coming. August 31st when this show drops, so I can't wait for it. Andor's going to be hyped. They're going to be hype. JSlide805 says straight out of Echo, straight out of Endor. Oh shit. I know there's no hate, Tim. Much love to you, my brother. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate all of you for hanging out with us. Oh, Tim with the $5 super chat. I appreciate you, my friend. He says much love to you and all the homies in the chat. You're the gold, my friend. Much love to you, Tim. I hope you're having a great day, my brother. Thank you for the super. And now we're probably going to get out of here. There it is, though. The dinosaur is going to dance for you first. And much love to you and all the homies in chat, indeed. I hope you're having a great one, Tim, and everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure to smash the like button. check us out on the Discord. We gotta figure out a way to make the Discord a little more poppin'. I gotta figure out these, YouTube memberships and everything. I gotta get it going. Thank you guys for hanging with us though today. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Smash that like button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your week, and may the Force be with you always. Peace out. Before we go, probably doing a stream tomorrow. We're probably gonna continue with part 5 of our Force Unleashed playthrough. Now go and fulfill your destiny. Peace. Much love, guys.